Okay, next so Chris. But I'm trying to rob me and you catch a fist. For real. Get shot, then it is a switch. Okay, I really came back on my shit. My man be mobile calling.
What is indeed going on, people? This is Jonah Pitney, and welcome back to another sports reaction. Of course, we're talking about the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions, and it is a halftime show right now. So before we get started, just remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you are a returning subscriber, make sure to hit that like button. Also share the video. And also just have a very good Thanksgiving, man. Enjoy your day with your family and enjoy the rest of your day, basically. Enjoy football. Oh, man. Already, man. You surprised with the outcome, KO, man? I already knew what was going to happen. The Bears just going to try to show up and go to work. I said that this game will probably turn out to be a 2017 game, but let's see exactly how it's going to turn out in the second half. But so far, the Chicago Bears is, of course, winning the game 13-7. Andy Dalton is 16 of 26 for 218 yards, one touchdown, one interception. It could have been two if he was to throw the ball more towards the back of the end zone and allow Demir Berg to catch the ball falling out of the end zone, and nobody would be able to basically get the interception. But it is what it is. So, what's going on with you, Taj? How you feeling, man? I know you kind of surprised with it, but I'm not, man. I expected the Bears to be able to still be able to move the ball down the field under the Detroit Lions. Yeah, they do play hard, but like I said, KO, we discussed it just yesterday or the day before that, just talking about the main event podcast. They have excellent coaching, but they do not have the horsepower to be able to get the win against the NFL teams. Yeah, and also Jared Goff, he's 12 or 13 for 97 yards. A lot of dink and dunks. And that's what the Bears are going to have to do. They're going to have to make sure they continue to make him dink and dunk and try to stop the run as much as possible and slow down the bleeding and try to make sure they're able to force them into pass situations, much like they did in the first half, and allow that pass rush to get to Andy Dalton, because I said Andy Dalton, but Jared Goff. So if they're able to continue to do that in the second half, it could turn out to be a 26-14 game for the Chicago Bears. What's going on? What's going on, the rapper 10,000? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? How is Justin Fields? Is Justin Fields still hurt? Yeah, he's still hurt. He's still hurt. He most likely won't play again until probably next week, even though I would rather sit him out for the rest of the year, because the season is a wash, of course, and he's not performing at the best standards. The Bears had 10 turnovers over the past few weeks since being 3-2, and most of the turnovers came from Justin Fields. So that lets you know that he's fumbling too much. He's throwing costly interceptions. He already had He only has 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, with like 1,254 yards so far this season. So yeah, it would be best not to play him at all. The running game is grounded today. Bears should really have started Dalton and let Fields learn early this season. Wanted A-Rob to have another 1,000-yard season. Well, even with A-Rob playing, Andy Dalton or Justin Fields really wasn't able to find Allen Robinson. And of course, he is hurt with a hamstring injury, but he still do have a chance to have over 1,000-yard season. Just the thing is, they're going to have to throw him the ball a lot, and he's going to have to make sure he catch the ball and actually be open and not be so many contested catches, and also be able to break tackles and trade up the field. The Lions offensive line is screwing up. Yeah, because they do have injuries at the center position. They do have Penei Sewell, but he can't even stop Travis Gibson. So imagine if Khalil Mack was 100% healthy, how much would the Bears be just wrecking this offensive line? I already said it before. The front seven in terms of pass rush is excellent. They can get to the quarterback better than I would say better than most, and just about as good as the elite. It's just a simple fact that their cornerbacks and safeties is subpar, and that's the reason why teams are able to still drive down the field and score. And on top of that, this season, the Bears have a hard time stopping the run. Even though the Lions have had a few positive runs here and there, but the Bears has been containing the run exactly like they should have been doing all season. But that's just a testament of playing the Detroit Lions. It is what it is. That is bound to happen. Kill Sports Talk always asks people which offensive line, mainly center, left guard, right tackle for us to draft? Well, I don't know about so I have to look at that basically in the off season and see exactly how that's going to turn out. The Lions are going on 16 again. Yeah, with the tie on top of that. So that'd be the first team to go on 16 along with a tie. So yeah, it's basically how it is. But only thing the Bears have to do is continue to do exactly what they've been doing in the first half, but also build on that. Try to switch a few things up, add in a few screen passes. They already start doing misdirection plays, but they have to basically try to add that more into it, but make it seem not so obvious because it seems like when they do the same misdirection plays, teams is catching on to it. Even when I saw the play getting ready to develop, I knew it was going to be a misdirection play. Try to get everyone going to one side and then have the player come back and trade up the field for positive yards. Now they have implemented screen passes here and there, but they have to do it more effectively. The few screen passes they did have though was positive yards, so I am happy about that. What's going on, Seahawk Eddie? Long time no see, man. Good to see you around, bro. I say I know you probably be busy and shit. That's the reason why you don't be making too many appearances. But nice to see you around. But yeah, man. Any head coaching rumors? The only head coaching rumor is that Matt Nagy is supposed to be fired after this game, whether the Bears win or lose. So we don't know exactly if that is true, but that is the rumor that's still been going around. And like Chicago Bears now, shout out to that to Harrison Graham that does that show. He gave it 2 or 3 smoking J's, and actually I'm agreeing with him. It's very very close to that actually being true. So there's a strong chance that he will be fired after this, and then the special teams coordinator will take over after that for the rest of the season. And then depending on how well the Bears do within that time frame, either they have make him the head coach if the Bears have a positive record with him, or most likely, they just clean house, get rid of everybody, and just completely start all over with a new regime. So we just have to see how that goes. They're doing this whack ass halftime show. Nobody care about that dude. But anyways, yeah, man, it's a lot of positive things. It's still now when it come down to the negative, still at times the play calling is still terrible. Why is you got everybody running 15 yards up the field when it's on the 3rd and 10 when you only have to get to the goddamn sticks, which means what? You should be having them running 10 to anything between 9 to 12 yards up the field. Why I say 9 yards? Because if you got a dynamic receiver, speedy receiver, he's possibly able to break those tackles with his shiftiness and be able to get another 3 to 5 yards up the field. If it's at the 12, if anything up above that is automatically a first down. But when you got guys running 15 to 20 yards up the field when it's only a 3rd and 10, not a 3rd and 15 or a 3rd and 20, then you leave your quarterback out to dry. And that's a prime example of that is having Andy Dalton have to look down the field and have to throw the ball underneath to Cole Kmet. And instead of getting a 10-yard gain or a 15-yard gain for a first down, end up being 4th down and 2. So those type of plays have to be eliminated. The most important plays you have to do is keep every positive play in there, every play that was a negative play, get rid of it. That means those running back traps that wasn't working, get rid of it. Just do a simple zone read run type of thing, and have the guys do a zone read concept and have the running back just read off the offensive line because David Montgomery is very good at having open field vision. Khalil Herbert, in the limited time he played, he has the opportunity to see the field as well. And those guys is fully capable of being able to cut back in between the holes and the alignments, be able to trade up the field for positive yards. But only for that to actually happen, you have to keep it simplified. Don't have the linemen running traps and everything else and have the tight ends having to trap and have to take on the defensive end, because 9 times out of 10, especially with the Bears tight ends, who is not overly physical, they're going to get blasted, and then eventually the play get knocked back in the backfield. Y'all play the Lions in January. Well, you already know y'all should get that win. Plain and simple. It shouldn't be no L's from nobody playing the Lions this year because they don't have the horsepower to keep up. They will play you hard. Sometimes they match up well against you overall. They will be able to play you hard, but there shouldn't be no losses from your team. Chicago Bears now is off and on about the rumors. They have been wrong about Trubisky and Fields, along with the offensive line. I think this season would have been better if Trubisky would have stayed at the helm. Well, Rapper, I've been saying that. I said that way in the offseason. I'm about to say you've seen the videos all the way back in the offseason. I was saying even then, back when Trubisky was still on the team, when I did that video, the 4 reasons why Chicago Bears should keep him. I did all of that because I said he should have been kept. Now, of course, we didn't know that Justin Fields was going to get drafted. Everyone thought he was going to be a top 5 pick. And if you would have kept him, probably signed him to a lower deal, and then instead of bringing in Andy Dalton, that means also Kyle Fuller is here as well, which means the record probably will be 5-5, probably 4-6 right now. I know it will be a lot better than what it is, but it is what it is. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It didn't happen. I think Urban Meyer, Mike Gundy, or an elite defensive coach can coach the Bears. This Bears team. Urban Meyer, we seen what he doing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars is a lot worse than the Chicago Bears, but at the same time, man, that man coaching prowess is subpar at best. You know, he's at par, probably depending on who he match up with, but that man is not a very good NFL head coach. Not at this time in his career. Probably a few years later, once he gets a little bit more experience, if he's still in the NFL. But at this current time, Urban Meyer is not the answer, especially not for the Chicago Bears. The best head coach, based on the way this team is actually built right now, will be Greg Roman. You know, probably because regardless of the fact the Bears can still run the goddamn football, they're ranked 6th in the NFL in rushing. And who will be best to utilize everybody's strengths in terms of rushing the football and still protecting the quarterback, allowing him to throw the ball anywhere between 25 and 30 times max. And there's still possibilities that he throw the ball under that and they can still end up winning the game. So I believe that Greg Roman will probably be the best suit for the Chicago Bears to win this. Like I said already, got my tickets for the Seahawks versus the Bears game. Hey, I actually got the Bears beating the Seahawks just based on how they've been playing this year and the fact that Russell Wilson still coming back from an injury. I still don't believe that he's going to be 100% after that. So I believe that the Bears do have an opportunity to beat your Seahawks simply because the defense of the Seahawks is just absolutely terrible. And on top of that, your offense is having efficiency problem. But when it come down to the Lions, though, y'all definitely should stomp out the Lions with no problem. No problem at all. But like I said before, I expect the Bears to basically win this game. I know it's a lot of Bear fans that was saying that the Bears most likely probably fuck around and lose it. I was saying, yeah, there still is a small chance that they can lose this game, barring the next half, if they do not make the right adjustments. And I'm gonna say it's very simple as this: the adjustments they need to make is, like I said before, switching up the play calling here and there, adding in a little bit more screens, misdirection plays. Try to get more of your speedy receivers more involved. Run a little bit more slant routes, hitch routes, just to try to get the corners and safeties and linebackers to be a lot closer. So once you hit them down the field, much they did a little bit early in the game with Darnell Mooney, then you're able to get a lot more deep passes down the field and have one-on-one matchups. Even though it was a 2-man matchup over the top of Darnell Mooney, he still have enough speed to be able to outrun those guys. So that's what the Bears definitely have to do to continue to basically dominate the Detroit Lions and make sure that they do well in the red zone defensively, because the Lions can get to the red zone, but the Bears so far this season has been able to be very cognate enough to be able to stop teams on a more consistent basis in the red zone. They just still have to do the same thing, basically like they did weeks ago when they played the Lions anyway. I think Urban Meyer, because Justin Fields went to Ohio State, so it might ignite some type of spark in Fields. The offense needs a tough-minded person who will not break. Yeah, you can say that connection is would be a good thing, but in terms for that to work, you have to have a stellar offensive line. The Bears do not have that. That's one of the main reasons why Urban Meyer and Justin Fields worked so well at Ohio State. Justin Fields can literally sit in the pocket for 4 to 5 seconds, 6 seconds before the pocket ever break down. And even by that time, he had already threw the ball out. That's not going to happen in the NFL. You know, yeah, you got times where the offensive line can't protect that long, but these guys is just that much stronger, that just that much faster. And in order for that to even have that type of connection, you have to revamp the offensive line, gonna have to improve the wide receiver position. And that's only how that's gonna work. The running back situation is still pretty damn good. Like I said before, they're ranked 6th in the NFL and probably gonna do even better than that if they're able to effectively run the football against the Lions a little bit better in this game. Crazy with Fields, we can't do anything but with Andy Dalton look like the Bucks. So how? It's very simple. Different play styles, different skill sets. Justin Fields is a rookie. Is a rookie, Butters. I already said, remember, Butters, I said all the way in the off season. Justin Fields will do a lot of good things. He's used to throwing the ball deep downfield, so he's going to have a good deep ball. He knows how to fit the ball in tight windows. He's been doing that all his career. But because the NFL players is just that much faster, just that much bigger, and that's just that much stronger, it's going to lead to interceptions. And that's exactly what happened. He had a problem with holding the ball correctly, even in college. But the simple fact that he was just that much stronger than those college players, he was able to brush them off and go on about his business. With these NFL players being that much stronger and that much faster, they're able to strip the ball out a lot more. So he's going to have to work on that. He had to work on his fumble situation and also reading the coverage a lot better. That's another thing that he has to work on. Andy Dalton, remember, he's still been in the league since like 2010, 2000, somewhere between 2009 and 2010. So he's seen all the defense he already went through, a lot of his growing pains throughout his career. He still had some with Dallas and also later on his career with Cincinnati. But remember, he's still a 10 to 12 year veteran. So that's what I expect to happen especially when you've been a starter in the league as long as Dalton was and had the success he had in the regular season. It might not translate it to the postseason, but he still had a lot of success in the regular season. I will laugh if the Vikings or someone hires Matt Nagy and win with him. Now that would actually irritate my goddamn soul. But at the same time, though, you have to. I wouldn't be too surprised if he goes to the right team that is better suited for his play calling. You know, when it comes down to it, it's just calling the right plays at the worst possible time, and that's what led to the Bears losing a lot of games. And on top of that, the defense not being able to stop any goddamn body. That was a badass halftime show. Okay. Appreciate it, Sean. I don't know if that was a positive or a negative. I don't know. But as of right now, the game is back on. And Aaron Andrews is on. There's 14 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Lions. They starting at let me see exactly. Jamal Williams is in there. Jared Goff is playing. They are at the 21-yard line right now. So I'm just going to get ready to end the halftime show as of now as Jamal Williams able to rush up the field for a 5-yard gain. So just make sure to tune back into the post-game show that will be coming on right after the game. So just make sure to tune in for that. And thank you for tuning in for the halftime show. And once again, this is Jonah Pippney bringing it back to you with another sports reaction. Once again, talking about the Week 12 matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, Thanksgiving edition. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. Once again, be back for the post-game show. All right, people. Peace out.